Hey, what is up, guys? Skulified here, and we are here with a little bit different thing. Haven't posted on the gaming channel a little bit, and I've been playing a lot of Madden. So you guys, if you don't know what this is, it is a connected franchise mode, 32-person online team. It isn't like a super official one, so sometimes the players are like changing a little bit. And as you can see, 12-5, we're in the wild card of playoffs of 2021. What's happened? Well, to fill you guys in just a little bit, I am new. This is my first year of ever doing a CFM online on Madden 22. And I joined with the Buffalo Bills, who at the point where I joined in week 8. We were 3-3. Week 7 we had a bye, so we were 3-3 going into week 8 is when I came in with the Buffalo Bills. And we'll take a quick look at the team real quick just to show you what we're working with. And then I'll go on and show you guys my schedule of what I faced so far. But we do have Josh Allen, 90 overall. Obviously, we are the Bills. Every team started regular. I just had to deal with some of the trades that happened within the first 7 weeks that I wasn't here for. We have a random X Factor, Deontay Foreman. Every team was allowed at the beginning of the season to pick one extra superstar and one extra X Factor. So I'm assuming I'm assuming the X Factor was on Foreman. And probably Dawson Knox or Beasley got the superstar. And then for Christmas this year, we were allowed another superstar, which I was there for because that was by the time I had already joined. And I put that on James Robinson just because he's in higher overall. And he's kind of what I don't want to be using a 72 overall X Factor. I'd rather that as a backup while I have a 92 overall that I can put some abilities on. Then we got Beasley. Then we got Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders will not be joining us for the next season as he has declined our offer, and we're not too far into, we don't have too much money. But we have Dawson Knox, who great tight end. I do like my tight end sets, and these aren't the greatest backups. I do like running 2 tight ends in most formations in Madden. We have an okay-ish O-line, nothing great. But then for the defense, we got something real special. We got Von Miller was dropped into free agency with an age reduction. He is only 27 years old. I forgot to say we were also allowed an age reduction as part of like when teams are in. He's the superstar X Factor released in free agency at 27 years old. I picked him up 2 weeks ago in week 16 of the regular season, not free agency. Then we got Alex Enezalone, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He was just a star player, but through game devs and everything, I've actually gotten him up to superstar. We have Micaiah Hyde, Tre'Davious White. We have a decent secondary. However, all my defense is pretty old, with the exception of Von Miller at 27 and Alex Enezalone. So we are going to build the defense in the coming years around these 2 guys right here. The young Von Miller, as long as he sticks with the team. And Alex Enezalone, I'm actually pretty sure I offered Von Miller $100 million. So if he's not with the team, something wrong. But I actually don't think we can even look at. I don't think we can. Oh, resign. Maybe we can. I just want to see what it's looking like because I joined in week 8. We're not getting Jerry Hughes, but he's old. Probably wouldn't have signed him anyway. Emmanuel Sanders doesn't have the greatest stats, so it's not that big of a deal. All these guys we weren't able to get. Mitchell Trubisky, not sure if I want to resign. Alex Enezalone, I do need to offer him another contract. I was a little low. What do you say? I like the bonus and duration, just not the salary. Check how much, because like it says I still have cap room, right? So if like I was to make this deal, but still had enough. Okay, well we're gonna have to hopefully get him. He wants 16.8 mil, which is a lot. He's not even the greatest linebacker. I just really want him because he's a superstar dev, and that'd be really nice to handle. I use the linebacker a lot, not really that great with the free safeties. Don't like controlling them. But if we do look, our only player of the week was last week with James Robinson, 220 rush yards with 4 rushing touchdowns, because we happened to beat the Jets, who are in our division, as you can see. The AFC East strong. Dolphins in the lead, Bills and Patriots. I did lose my one game that I played against the Dolphins by 1 touchdown, and then I beat the Pats and then lost the Pats. In the Jets, I only played them once in our last week, in week 18, and as you can kind of see on the screen, I don't know why I'm pointing, right next to the playoff wildcard, we beat him 76-7 while chewing clock at the half. Or actually, no, we were chewing clock after we were up by 28. And as you could see by James Robinson, even while on shoe clock, he couldn't be stopped. So he's insane. James Robinson's insane. As you can see, some of the wildcard games have already taken place. We will show you the playoff bracket now. Sorry, this intro is going to be a bit longer. We'll get to the game afterwards because we're going to play a wildcard game. But you can see, oh, you can't see the scores. Okay, so all 3 NFC games have been played. Cowboys won 41-14. San Fran is moving on, and the Bucs are moving on. Which the owner of the league is the Giants, so I was very confused or very surprised to see him lost because I beat the Bucs by 50. When I played the 1 week I played the Bucs, I beat them 52-28. So to see them moving on is a pretty good sign that I might have a shot. However, this week in the wild card, I am playing the Chargers, who is the co-owner. He doesn't seem to be too good on himself. He's not talking himself up, which is a little nice, but also a little scary because it's normally the ones who talk the least who bite the hardest. So I'm scared I might get screwed there. The Pats, if the Pats move on, it would be a nice game, a nice little rubber match, as you would just say. He beat me, or I beat him the first time. He beat me in week 17, so it'd be nice to get my revenge and finally take the game over him. And the Browns undefeated this season, I believe 17-0. So that's going to be a rough team to try and beat if it does come to that AFC. Yeah, 17-0. The least points against by far, the most points for by far. They have a super team. They have Lamar Jackson. They have... That's the only player I can think of off the top of my head. I don't know. I just don't show you the team. It's a pretty stacked team. Their O-line, to say the Lamar Jackson. Their halfback, Phillip Lindsay, isn't nothing really to talk about. Their receiving core isn't anything to talk about. But they have Austin Hooper. All their O-line is over 80 overall. They have Myles Garrett. It's Jadeveon Clowney, even better. Tremaine Edmonds. They just have a stacked team, as you can just see by their stats and overall. And there's Stephon Gilmore somehow, and Trevon Diggs. So we are going to be having a rough time if we do somehow meet them in the AFC Championship. But first, we do have the wild card week. All right. Well, I'm just going to play it cool because I don't think we're getting a guaranteed win. Beat the Chargers for Stafford, no risk, no reward. Okay, I feel the safest with that because I am not sure if I'm going to beat the Chargers, and I don't want to take any risks. And actually, that was the only thing we had this week. I don't know why I thought I would more. We'll upgrade players beforehand, I guess. Normally I do weekly strategy, but I am going to look at that pretty deeply afterwards. Not really anything too big. Matt Milano. My right outside linebackers normally are in pass coverage, but I believe this league is very run heavy. I think this league, at least most of the people I've played in this league, have really liked to run the ball. So I'm going to be a bit conservative. The rest of these guys I can just auto upgrade. That is fine. All right, and then we have our offensive. They call it zone 86% of the time, man 14. No blitzes at all? Really? No blitzes. Interesting. Cover 3, 65% of the time. Cover 2, 24% of the time. That will be nice. I do have quite a few cover 2 breakers. On third and short, they use cover 2 as well, 50%. That might be a big key because I can definitely I have some money plays for cover 2 that I might break out, especially on third and short, because cover 2 and cover 1, I think the cover 2 beater might work on cover 1, especially if it's man cover 1. So I might have some cheeky plays for that. And then blitz counter. It doesn't really call any blitzes, so we're going to throw it medium just to get a little bit more accuracy for Josh Allen. We want to one interception. We need that interception. There's no way we're winning without it. We want to win the turnover battle. We want to probably pass for 275 yards with Josh Allen. Probably the easiest thing. No turnovers today, but we are playing a user, probably going to throw a turnover. And less than 4 yards of carry isn't too bad. Right? I think our run defense is solid enough to handle that. And our focus players, Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, and Cole Beasley, because Cole Beasley we're going to have. He is old, but we're going to have him, and he's a superstar, so may as well. Not really any young players I'm looking at too much. Actually, you know what? We are going to change it to Alex Anzalone and hope that he stays because we're going to need him. And we're going to start training, see if anyone gets enough XP to get another upgrade. I doubt it. But maybe one of the 3 will get lucky enough. We're going to continue. Bada boom. And, okay, someone did. Probably not anyone important. Zach Moss, okay. I think he's actually playing fullback right now because he's a higher overall than our current fullback, but he's decent. We have a decent amount of running backs that need to get involved in the game plan. Might be able to trade the X Factor or the Superstar away, James Robinson or Devontae Foreman, just for either a draft pick or something. Maybe I haven't been able to do much college scouting this year because, again, I joined at week 8. Most of that scouting's already over. And I'm not even sure what draft picks I have because I joined basically when the last week of the deadline, so I didn't even get to see my draft picks. So I don't know. I really don't know what we're running into here, but he has not the best defense. I have the 4th overall defense, which is pretty good. He's got 10 more touchdowns than me, way less sacks. He's only 2 less takeaways. His red zone's bad. My offensive rank is somehow 6th. Probably because of the few games where I blew people out. But that's good to know, at least. 6th in the league. Makes me a little bit more confident for the playoffs. But yeah, no need to really spend those 13 coach points. English bad. But yeah, this has been a very long intro, so I hope you guys enjoy this. And we are going to hop right into game 1 of the playoffs. And we're going to obviously continue this into 2022, into 2023. However long this league goes, we will be playing for. So, again, hope you guys are here for the ride. And without any further ado, Buffalo Bills versus the Chargers in the Wildcard Game. Let's get into it. All right, and we are here with the AFC Wildcard Game, the Buffalo Bills versus the Los Angeles Chargers, and Buffalo Bills getting the ball to start. Noganu taking it out, not quite getting to the 25, probably a poor decision. However, Josh Allen on the field, pretty good passer rating this year, 5th overall passing, hits Emmanuel Sanders on the nice low route. And then Deontay Foreman, our X Factor 72 overall running back, just going straight up the middle. And again, to Sanders. Allen and Sanders have a amazing connection. Play action, gonna hit Cole Beasley with the secure catch. Probably could have ran a little bit further, but just wants to make sure. Dawson Knox, our star tight end, superstar tight end rather, getting us close within the 5, and Zach Moss not getting the touchdown. You'll play action again? And Robinson now not getting the touchdown. We're going to be forced to kick the field goal. It was quite a very good drive, well driven, but just couldn't get into the end zone, which is unusual for us. And now the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, with Austin Eckler and X Factor Justin Herbert, gonna lead the team. Justin Herbert scrambling for his life with his O-line collapsing. You're gonna see him do that quite a bit this game, and then hits the pass incomplete. I feel like that should have been picked off, but our defenders are used to swatting the ball. But now that is also possibly should have been intercepted, but we got the ball back after the punt, and James Robinson running straight up the gut, absolutely destroying, obliterating that D-line. And again, we're feeding the ball to James Robinson. He is our superstar player. He is the future, along with Josh Allen, of this franchise. And we try, see, look, Stephon Diggs is open downfield possibly, but we end up throwing an interception. Don't know what the read was there. Anzalone gets locked up by the D-line, and we give up a terrible almost 30-yard play. Screen passes are killers, and our team just does not know how to tackle in open field. Luckily, fast enough to catch him down. And Anzalone looking for a pick somehow, but we get the sack. Los Angeles now forced to kick the field goal, which is good. Tied 3-3, about a fourth of the way through the second quarter. Pretty close game so far. We find Emmanuel Sanders again. He is our blessed savior of this team. He is our bailout for Josh Allen. Again, looking down the field for Stephon Diggs, not open. Josh Allen says, fine, I'll do it myself. And again, hits Emmanuel Sanders, even when Stephon Diggs was the better read. We're still going to Emmanuel Sanders, who, remember, didn't re-sign with us, but you want to know who did re-sign with us? Jacob Hollister, who finds the end zone on that corner out. No one defends the deep corner in Madden. No one. And Von Miller, our free agent that we signed, still don't know why he was in free agency, but we found him, we signed him, and he has been on fire. Again, defense, pretty solid blocks. Another Von Miller sack, unstoppable. They will be forced to punt the ball again. Let's see what we can do with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Getting it in front of the 50? What a terrible punt, but James Robinson, again, like I said, our superstar player, lighting this game up. The play action, what are we going to read? Stephon Diggs, our X Factor, I believe 99 overall. To be able to say, we have a great receiving core, and here again, James Robinson in for the 25-yard touchdown. He is a beast. A nice little deflection there. Defense is playing really solid this game. We've only allowed 3 points up until this point, and we're going to keep him. Third down. Is he going to be able to get the first? And sacked again. His Chargers O-line completely failing. That'll bring us to the third quarter, the second half of the game. Bills up 17-3 at the start of the half. Chargers getting the ball. Will they be able to get any sort of fancy kick return type things? Let's see. No, they will not. Brought down at the 30. 5 yards more. See, he can actually learn how to take out the ball, unlike me. But what does this read? 2 men downfield. Only 2 receivers on the field. And Justin Herbert, again scrambling for his life, makes the man miss and then gets down before he gets absolutely obliterated. And Anzalone rushing ends up leaving Guyton completely wide open. No one can make a tackle. For God's sakes, that's a 59-yard touchdown for no reason. Should have been like 15 yards. But Anzalone went in to try and rush instead of covering. And that's what's going to happen. Almost picked off, throwing out of the sack. Was trying to hit the wide open Dawson Knox. And again, should have been picked off. But Stephon Diggs somehow comes up with the ball after 2 very bad reads by Josh Allen. And we're just going to hand the ball off to James Robinson because he is our lead. But Allen also knows how to run the ball, which is fantastic for us. Only 2 rushes, but 19 yards, averaging 8.5 yards per carry. James Robinson trying to get a counter run going, not working. But he already has 83 yards so far and a touchdown. He's on fire. And Diggs cannot make the catch. So we are going to have to settle for the field goal to go up 20-10. We are up by 2 scores with a little 12 minutes left in the game. Herbert making a lot of audibles. And a jet sweep? No! A fake play-action jet sweep. But he throws it at Alex Anzalone in quadruple coverage. And that has to be picked off. There's no way that shouldn't have been. And Robinson again on the halfback toss. Chargers can't seem to stop that halfback toss. Only called it twice with 2 very big runs. But you know who Jacob Hollister possibly opened, but he kind of made the read. So we're going to bail out with Stephon Diggs, who got absolutely shredded there, but held onto the ball. And now Deonta Foreman in for the touchdown. And Eckler hit behind the line, absolutely destroyed. And again, throwing the ball up. And Micaiah Hyde just loses coverage. Just lets the ball get caught somehow. Not like him, he's a superstar, but Eckler somehow stays in bounds there. That's very good control on Eckler's part to not fucking go out of bounds. But just like that, it is intercepted in the red zone. In the end zone in the red zone. And the fourth quarter starts up by 3 scores. Not really much the Chargers can do against James Robinson on that halfback screen, making so many people miss. And Foreman gets tackled almost behind the line, but absolutely destroys a player, and he gets injured. And then on the next play, gets the first down. So Foreman out here by the backup running back, absolutely murdering the team in chew time, in trash time, just killing this team. Even when the Chargers know the run is coming, they cannot figure out a way to stop it, which is very interesting. Especially because this, like I said earlier in the episode, this is a very run-heavy league. So you expect teams to be able to stop the run, but James Robinson, Deonta Foreman, a powerful combo, not being stopped this game. And Von Miller, just like that. Somehow that pass goes to Jared Cook and doesn't get intercepted, but you can see Von Miller is making a big difference on defense, creating so much pressure on the edge there. Justin Herbert should have got hit there. I shouldn't have usered, but still not going to make the catch. Not with 14 seconds left in the fourth. And he's just trying to make shot plays at this point just to get the ball, just to try and get another score. But this is the last play of the game. 3 seconds left, counting down. Just going to throw it up. And one-on-one coverage, but Keenan Allen not going to come down with it. And just like that, the Buffalo Bills have won the wildcard game 30-10. and led in everything except tied with average yards per play. Alright, as you guys can see, we have won our game against the Los Angeles Chargers 30-10. It was quite a fun game. I was talking throughout the game with the guy on Discord that I was playing, and he was very nice about it. I didn't want to run up the score really at the end, but we will look through some stats here. Justin Herbert, probably the reason why his offense wasn't really able to get started. 8 for 19. He had more yards than me, but that was mainly because I missed quite a few tackles that I should have gotten. He had a lot of yards after catch that he was getting. But, again, Allen did decent, 13 for 16. I had the one interception at the beginning, which I don't know. I think it was just nerves. I saw the guy open and then threw it to the guy below him that wasn't. I don't know, but I think I came back afterwards and kind of held it. Especially I had a few nice long drives that I was able to chew some clock without even actually chewing clock. And then the run game was on point too. He could not seem to stop the toss. So I didn't want to spam it too much. I only called it like a few times like with him, and sometimes towards the end when I was calling it, I was going down and staying out of bounds. But Josh Robinson, insane. 17 carries, 416 yards with a touchdown, and a broken tackle. And then to Foreman, when I was chewing clock, he was running over bitches with his freight train ability. 12 attempts, 470 carries as well. 12 attempts for 70 yards carried as well with a touchdown. So, again, rushing game is strong. That's my strong suit. Receiving, yards after catch, run after catch. Again, he had 90 of his yards that he got on his thing were after catch on plays that I probably should have held. But that was good. I think we got our one touchdown to Hollister, and on that nice little I formation that I like running. And then defensive-wise, we had a few interceptions. We had Alex in the zone, which was my user, and then Campbell in the end zone. He was just kind of getting a little needy for points because he was getting late in the game. He just started making some bad decisions, and then James Jr. was the one who picked it off. I think I had a few plays where I should have probably thrown another pick, but I think he clicked on the user and wasn't able to. But yeah, so that is our first game. I'm not sure exactly who we are going to be playing in the next game. I'm not sure exactly how everything works. Oh, Devonta Foreman with an upgrade as well, so we're going to throw that into power back. Don't know why his morale's down, seeing he just won his first ever playoff game, or assuming his first ever playoff game. I'm not sure. But yeah, 30-10, that was a nice dub. 36-7, the Titans destroyed the Steelers. This is what the bracket's looking like. We still have the Dolphins and the Pats. So again, I don't know if I'm going to be playing the Browns, or if I'm going to be playing the Titans, or if I'm going to be playing the winner of Pats versus Dolphins, which I would prefer the Pats versus Dolphins game because that's the AFC East. I kind of want to finish off that AFC East, get them out of the playoffs before I go on and face the undefeated Browns or the number 2 Titans, who probably going to have a very hard time with. But yeah, interested to see how the NFC shapes up in the divisional round with the Packers, who I don't believe are undefeated, but got the first round bye. Going to see them. Dallas doing a lot of the games in the NFC, aka Dallas and San Fran, had blowout games, which is not as bad by what I won by, but close, similar, and same thing with Titans. So there's been a lot of blowout games here in the playoffs, so I'm excited to see how this turns out when the teams that were scoring so much end up facing each other. But if you guys want to see that, you guys are going to have to leave a like on this video and tune into the next one whenever that drops, hopefully within a day or two. Maybe 3, because the league sims every 48 hours, so around in that time period is when videos will be going up. So every 2 to 4 days, probably a new video of this will be out, and I hope you guys are excited for that, and excited to follow me on the journey, not only through this playoffs, but through the 2022 season. So without any further ado, I'll see you guys all later. Peace.